Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here on YouTube. If you like the video, make sure to mage hand us a thumbs up and subscribe to join our content guild. Also, leave a comment in that comment section down below and let us know if this episode inspired you or if you would have done it differently.
And don't forget to ring that bell so that the algorithm goblins notify you whenever we drop a new episode. You can also attune to us on your podcast platform of choice and check us out across the plains of social media.
Enjoy the episode!
He goes down onto one knee, still holding onto the treadwheel, blood kind of pouring from the different punctures that these spikes have left onto him.
Not Blonde Aragon, he was my favorite.
Welcome to Dungeon Busters, your Dungeons & Dragons actual play experiment. I'm Diego, a professional dungeon master and actor.
And I'm Michael, an actor and role-playing addict. Each episode, we summon a special guest who helps us give your game inspiration one encounter at a time. We don't just play D&D,
We put it to the test.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about swarms and swarm combat. But before we get into that, we should introduce you to our honored guest for this episode.
Oh.
It's Katie Incardona.
Oh my god, wow.
Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie Incardona. I know these guys in real life, and that's why I'm here. I'm really glad that I listened to your intros because I was gonna arbitrarily give you a theme song. And I was like, that just seems rude.
No, I think
we're open.
What is the theme song you had in mind?
The theme song is Dungeon Busters, they're busting some dungeons wide open and we're having a good time. Dungeon Busters, that's it.
I love that. I
Thank
love
you
that.
so
Hell
much.
yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
We already have a theme song?
I know, seriously. This podcast
one.
is just coming together.
If I listen to this later and you've put that to electric guitars, I will shit my pants.
I am planning to auto-tune it right now. So,
Oh my god.
Layer it, throw a beat down.
Perfect.
It'll be, not that I've ever thrown a beat down on anything before, but maybe I just needed the right motivation.
Yeah, and that was it. You're
That was
welcome.
it.
Hell
You're
yeah.
so welcome.
Inspired me.
So, Katie, you've played Dungeons & Dragons before, right?
Yeah, I have. I've been playing with the same group of people for 3 years now, which is crazy.
Wow.
And then I've, played some one-off games here and there. But yeah, I'm excited to dive in with a character I've played one time, and that might be the stupidest character I've ever created. So
you've been playing D&D for a while now.
Yeah.
Have you ever, in your time at D&D, ever faced off against a veritable swarm of foes?
when you asked me to do this, when I read the word swarm, my first thought was I don't think so, but my context for swarm is more recent because I've been listening to the Adventure Zone's new campaign.
Oh, nice.
And Clint McElroy is always I'm gonna create a swarm of underwater bees. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Which honestly might help their post-apocalyptic underwater society, because I think even underwater societies need pollinators.
Yeah.
But
true.
yeah, no, now that I am here and can see on the screen in front of me that swarms include zombies and other potential things, then yes, I have played against some undead foes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for a lot of DMs, and Michael, tell me if you've ever encountered some swarms like this, either from the DM side or the player side, but it can be a little challenging to not make it feel like just a bunch of things on the map that you have to just keep swinging at.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the zombie movies that I love, right? When there's a swarm of zombies and it feels like you're mowing down hordes of them.
Yeah.
That can be a bit of a hard feeling to recreate in D&D
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing a campaign and we were doing an underwater section and there was a swarm of piranhas, I believe, which was very fun flavor. But I think as we were sort of talking about this episode, it was how do you make swarms not just another unit on the map? And I had a murder of crows a swarm of crows for a campaign that I ran, which was very fun, and again, fun flavor, but then once you get into combat, it's just like, it's a bunch of crows that
it's a bird.
You kill a couple, and there's still more there, you know?
That's
interesting. But again, like, I was like, thinking about this episode, and like, yeah, it hasn't felt like that sort of onslaught of zombies is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of movies or video. Like, I'm picturing The Last of Us Part 2, like a certain scene where this character's like sprinting away from a bunch of zombies as they come out, and you don't really have time to attack enough to make a difference.
Yeah, you have to make.
So
I think part of the swarm like mentality, right, is like, what is the breaking point where this swarm is overwhelming and you have to retreat or make another tactical decision.
Yeah.
I always remember, if you've ever seen the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake, there's a moment like towards the end of the movie where all the characters pile into these buses and they like are trying to drive out. I think the movie takes place in Wisconsin too, of all places.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they're trying to make it out to like the lake, and they get surrounded by a swarm of zombies. It's like got the bus in a standstill, and this dude throws a propane tank. One of the zombies catches it. He shoots the propane tank and like levels out like the playing field, like clears out all the zombies.
Yes.
And I don't know. That's a very badass feeling, and it's like awesome to like have players in a tabletop role playing game be able to experience kind of that type of like crowd management as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then in that case, when I think of the swarms that I've encountered in D&D, most of them have been tied to some other like bigger, badder entity who is controlling them. And for the most part, we've been able to just kick the shit out of them, and then the swarm just like crumples to the ground, and we're like, all right, let's go get a beer. So I'm interested in like tackling a truly horrifying, like deadly swarm. That might necessitate a retreat.
Amazing. Well, I mean, that's what we hear at. That's what we here at Dungeon Busters are trying to tackle. But yeah, so I guess without further ado, that horrifying cough is a great transition.
That's actually the thing that you should sample for the intro.
So today we're going to jump into the actual play portion of our podcast here. So I've planned out an encounter that is going to challenge our 2-player characters and try to see if how close we can get to recreating that classic swarm feeling that you might see in a movie or that you might feel in a video game like The Last of Us. All right. Now let's go ahead and introduce our characters that we'll be fighting with today. Katie, would you like to do the honors?
I would love to. Today I will be playing Scampi the Shrimp Sardoni. I'm a shoal gnome from a seaside community. I think the folks that I grew up around, they were tinkerers, made a lot of crafts. I imagine they make a lot of puka shell necklaces. And, I never quite fit in. I was always sort of, the odd man out. And part of that is that I didn't have quite that, tinkerer magic that my family and friends and lover Penelope Peaseblossom had. I had a little bit more of a chaotic magic to me. I am a storm sorcerer, so I think that kind of made me an outcast. I, accidentally created one too many tsunamis. And so, I left and fell in with a group of pirates, so I am also a swashbuckler.
Yes.
Basically Scampi, I just picture Joe Pesci as Mr. Smee. That's who Scampi is.
A very, very, very vivid image.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Yes,
well, welcome
amazing.
Aboard, Scampi, the Shrimp Sardoni.
Yeah, call me the Shrimp.
All right, let's kick it over to Michael. Michael, would you like to tell us a little bit about your character you'll be playing today?
Yes, I will be playing Orpheus of the Knights of Apollo. I'm a golden dragonborn light cleric. Yes, serving Apollo, which I sort of created and whim is like an ancient gold dragon that we serve. We believe to be long descendants of Apollo.
Hell yeah.
Who like became a godlike deity. They became so magical and powerful. They were like a godlike deity. So Orpheus is traveling around looking for like relics of the ancient Apollo.
Amazing.
And that is all of the background work that I did for this.
Certainly more than enough for this one-off encounter.
I know Scampi has like past trauma, so I did a lot of work for this.
Nice.
I didn't. I made this character in 10 minutes,
That's
like
great.
3 months ago, but he's fun.
I love that. And can actually, Katie, could you roll a D100 for us just to get us started? This is the first roll of the podcast.
Ooh, first roll of the podcast. And it's a D100.
It's a good one. That's 28.
28. Amazing. So we'll say that for the sake of this story, that the shrimp and Orpheus of the Knights of Apollo have been adventuring together maybe for about 28 days. Just about the amount of time it takes to get through February. Definitely long enough to know each other a little bit. Yeah. Maybe not long enough to know everything there is to know about each other. And we're actually going to take an in media res transition to where the shrimp and Orpheus find themselves today. Yes. They have been escorting refugees through the subterranean ruins of a dwarven kingdom. Along the way, they have disturbed a nest of kruthiks, vicious insectoid-like beasts that crave flesh and multiply quite quickly.
We have that in common.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as we find you all, the ancient rope bridges shudder violently as you jump off of them and onto the secure stone peninsula. You glimpse the dark abyss just beyond the edge. The refugees you are escorting limp to the far end of the peninsula, cowering around an old cobwebbed treadwheel. Crumbling stone statues of long-dead dwarven heroes line the weathered path from the bridges to the treadwheel. Across the yawning chasm, you hear the chirps and snarls of the impending swarm. You have mere moments to prepare. What would you all like to do?
Cry.
Okay.
So you're what you're looking at here is essentially we got three rope bridges that are come from their own disparate parts of this that are spanning this wide chasm.
Okay.
This stone peninsula that you find yourself on is granting you a momentary refuge. Okay. It seems that there is a tunnel that continues down from where the treadwheel goes. Okay. Do y'all know what a treadwheel is, by the way?
I actually don't.
Yeah, so it's like think of it like an ancient elevator. A guy walks around in a circle on the treadwheel pulls with the levers and pulleys and ropes a platform that rises out of the ground, presumably with which you can go up a level or down a level.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's some refugees here that we're trying to get to safety.
Correct. Yeah, you've been adventuring with a group of 4 refugees here, and they are trying to get to safety.
I was imagining like 25 refugees, and I was like,
"No, the swarm is you're not trying
to manage. Like we didn't even have that many people on the ship,
No. Yeah. Thankfully, you only have to deal with 4 refugees.
Deal with
or protect.
I know.
Sir, try to keep them alive. Yeah,
give
care
sweet
for.
kisses and hugs.
Yeah, but you got 4 of these guys.
Okay.
You can hear the swarm coming. If there's anything else you'd like to do around this terrain real quick before the swarm advances, I'll let you guys kind of get the lay of the land for a moment here.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, where is the swarm advancing from? From like the...
Yeah, so they were chasing you all out across the bridges.
Ah,
okay.
great.
Excellent.
Go ahead, Michael.
My instinct is to post up sort of where the bridges all meet at the very point of the peninsula, and try call out to have someone start twisting the elevator. It goes up or down.
Yeah. You call back out to the refugees, and Eleanor, one of the refugees you're escorting, calls back saying, "The treadwheel goes down, but We need to lift the lift back up, which will take some time, as she asks her fellow refugees to put a hand on the tread wheel as they start trying to turn it.
Okay.
Slowly, kind of pulling on the levers and pulleys, as you can hear from deep below the shuddering of an ascending lift.
So Orpheus calls out, yes, bring up the elevator, and we'll then turn to face the swarm, shield and short sword in hand.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think Scampi will turn them in the eye. Yeah, save yourselves, we got this. And then also draw my rapier.
Right, amazing.
Fantastic.
That's the weapon I have.
Oh yeah, well,
Great.
I'm gonna have
Swashbuckler, you.
Have you both go ahead and roll for initiative.
Excellent.
Nat 20.
Amazing.
Oh, nice.
So 25.
25.
Oh, I rolled a dirty 20.
Michael.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, fuck you, bugs! You're gonna
Amazing.
kick your ass! If you have one, your thorax, excuse me.
As the swarm is approaching, you hear the ground shake, and you can feel the rope bridges, the three of them, vibrating as the many thundering feet of these kruthiks attempts to make themselves known.
How exciting.
Great. As we get started with the fight, you see a swarm of 8 kruthiks following in the wake of a larger kruthik. And this is what a kruthik looks like. Katie, if you'd like to describe for the folks at home what you're seeing here.
If you've seen the film Don't Look Up, it looks like the creature at the end that eats Meryl Streep. Spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a big ol' maw with a snickety snaky little tongue, covered in thick hairs with it's sort of like if a praying mantis and a velociraptor had a baby.
Yes.
I love that. That's very accurate.
Yeah, thank you.
Sharp pinter-like feet. It also reminds me of the in Star Wars Attack of the Clones, like the green monster that Obi-Wan fights at the end.
Oh, what?
That's
I do not know enough about
deep cut.
Yeah,
deep
for
throwback for that one.
It's like not even that deep of a cut. It's just nobody wants to watch
Nobody
the prequels
wants.
anymore.
Well, they came out when I loved the prequels when they came out.
Yeah.
All right, amazing. So we've had a couple of these kruthiks burrow out from the ground. A couple of smaller ones following in the wake of the tunnel that it left behind. So we'll go ahead and actually, Scampi, you get the first turn. What would you like to do?
I don't know. I'll cast Chaos Bolt in the direction of those kruthiks to my right. Ooh, so I can choose force or acid damage. Let's do acid damage. Okay, so it's I guess a 26 to hit.
Amazing, yeah.
I would assume that hits.
Yeah, you got 3 little guys and 1 big guy. Is there one of these you're targeting, or is it an area of effect?
Please hold as I check what this does. You hurl an undulating, warbling mass of chaotic energy at one creature in range.
Amazing.
Okay, so one of them. Undulating, warbling mass. That's dirty.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Great. So a warbling mass of chaotic acidity flies towards one of those bad boys.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then farts. It does 9 damage.
Amazing. Yeah. As your acid connects with one of these guys here, he just collapses in a puddle of acid and goo. One of these creatures is now dead.
Scampi's gonna say, if you had blood, I would drink it, but that shit looks gross as hell. So. And then I have this silly bonus action, which is like just I can create my own little tempest and just fly up into the air and without incurring any attacks of opportunity. So
Amazing.
I'm gonna do that because I can.
Yes.
And The way that I think about Scampi is that like he is not quite used to his magic yet, so every time he uses it, it surprises him, and he does let out a little fart, and that fart does send him shooting up into the air. So he does that, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Orpheus." It's one of my quirks. What can I say? So I'm just flying up in the air in a cloud of my own. Fart.
Amazing. Very
you.
creative.
Is it, or is it just upsetting?
It could be both.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Then we can go ahead and pass turn then. Next on the line, it's going to be some of the remaining kruthiks from the right.
Okay.
This one is going to barrel forward, surging towards Orpheus, coming at you with its little stabbing pincers with a 22 to hit on you, Orpheus.
Ooh, that does hit.
You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, okay.
Another one of these bad boys is then going to come out from the right down here and is going to come and try to stab you as well with a 15 to hit.
Okay.
Does that hit?
actually does not hit.
Amazing. Got some good armor on you then.
I do.
We pass
That
turn now to you, Orpheus. What would you like to do? You got one on your left, one on your right.
All right. I will attack the one on my right. Is it clear? So we've got like these 3 bridges, and currently it's like coming from the right and from the left. Is it clear that they're starting to like come down every bridge?
You have not seen any other ones. These were the first ones to kind of break through that burrowed from the underground.
Oh, okay. So they burrowed from the underground.
You can hear the feet of the swarm and the sound of it growing by each passing moment, coming from the direction across the bridge where you all originated from.
Okay, excellent. I think I might actually do Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
You create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. You can hurl them at one target or several. So I think I've got 3 rays. I'd like to hit the 2 that are right next to me.
Great, awesome. Ranged spell attack at melee range is going to be at disadvantage, so go ahead and roll to hit on the...
Oh, they are going to be at disadvantage, aren't they? That's so true. You know what? I'm going to scratch that.
Reevaluate, for sure.
I will just attack one of them with my short sword that's right in front of me.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a 14 to hit.
14 to hit does not hit on either.
Does not hit. Oh no. So I swipe at this one next to me, but then I will also bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon.
Amazing.
And I will cast it so there's one to my right, one to my left. I'm going to cast it like behind the one to my left that I didn't attack.
All right. Yeah, that red circle you see up there will be your spiritual weapon stand-in.
Okay, fantastic. And my spiritual weapon can do fun stuff too. It looks just like a little gold dragon.
Yeah.
Like a cat-sized dragon.
Amazing. You can go ahead and attack with it this round as well, so go ahead and roll to hit.
Yes.
With your spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon is going to be a garbage roll. That's an 11 to hit.
11 is going to miss.
Okay. So I missed both my attacks, and that I'm going to stay planted there though.
All right.
And just be ready to attack next turn.
Sweet. With that, we're going to kick it over to one of these other kruthiks. This is one of the larger ones over here. And you see that it's going to raise like out of its tail where it's got these spiky hairs like Katie had mentioned. And it's going to shoot off a volley of spikes at you, Orpheus. Okay. With a 14 to hit, they bounce off harmlessly from your shield.
Glowing, glinting shield.
Yeah. The creature is then going to try and position itself around the back here and kind of get the drop from behind. With that, we're going to go ahead and pass turn to another one of these little guys. He's going to run up on you, going to try and hit you for a 14 to hit. Does not connect.
Does not connect.
All right, passing.
I've got that high AC.
I know. I got another one of these adult bad boys. He's going to go ahead and try to shoot off a spike volley at you, the shrimp, with a 12 to hit.
Oh, that does not hit.
All right.
Hey, fuck you!
I'm walking here!
Exactly.
This guy is then going to come to round out and encircle Orpheus with a stab attack. 23 to hit.
That does hit.
For 4 points of piercing damage. You are now surrounded on 4 sides by the smaller kruthiks, Orpheus. With that, we'll go ahead and pass turn to another one of these guys who is going to go ahead and kind of round out here. He's going to join the gang fight around Orpheus. With a 9 to hit. Actually, he gets advantage because of pack tactics. Another 9 rolled, so he is not going to connect. We're going to go back to the top of the order. Scampi, you're up. And actually, before you get to take your turn, we do see more kruthiks arriving on the horizon.
Oh, no.
You see, essentially, we got like 5 of these guys coming down from the center, across the center bridge.
Okay.
And you see another 5 on the topmost bridge. On the map here.
Okay.
That is where they show up at the top of this round, and we go to you, Scampi. What would you like to do?
Scampi is offended that these kruthiks have chosen to attack his partner and have clearly underestimated him. So he's just gonna run up to the nearest one and swing at it with his rapier.
All right.
And say, I may be little, but I am strong. And I rolled 16.
16.
To hit.
16 is gonna hit on number 19 over here.
Yeah. Honestly, because I'm a swashbuckler, I get sneak attack, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the time. So let's see what this does. That is 10, 14, 17.
Hold for math.
23 damage.
23 points of damage as you eviscerate one of these kruthiks around Orpheus.
Nice.
I think my bonus action, I might, I don't know, maybe like duck around one of these fallen rocks and hide so as not to,
for sure,
incur any damage. He eviscerates this thing and is like, Scampi out!
Great. Awesome. We'll pass turn then to the kruthiks who are still surrounding Orpheus. They're going to take another attack on him.
Nice.
With a 14 to hit for not connecting. Second one is going to try and attack as well with a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Please take 5 points of damage.
Ooh, okay.
Passing over to one of these adult bad boys. But this one is one of the fellas on the other side of the bridge. So this guy's going to start barreling down the bridge. And he's going to, from the center of the bridge, he's going to try and take... he's going to try to take a disadvantaged spike attack on you, Michael. That is not going to connect, going to fly straight over you. And you see it kind of, a couple of those spikes hit the planks of the bridge, sending him broken and spiraling into the abyss below. We go to you now, Orpheus, with a shit ton of kruthiks on deck.
Yeah. So, pretty much surrounded, except for a little space that it seems my very good friend, the shrimp, opened up for me. And seeing the shrimp start to retreat, I think I'm going to, make my way. I'm gonna move to the adult kruthiks that's moving toward, if I can make it there, towards the elevator, so I can sort of get in the way.
You will be provoking 4 opportunity attacks.
I will take that.
Very quick cost-benefit analysis there.
Yes.
All right, let's see. First attack connects for 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Second attack connecting for an additional 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Third attack with advantage. 16. Does a 16 hit you?
That does not hit me.
All right, you avoid
I got
the stab.
18 is my armor class.
Oh, nice. Amazing. Yeah, then this last and fourth attack does not hit you either.
Okay.
So two of the 4 were able to take fleeting stabs at you as you ran away. But you are now positioned in front of this larger adult kruthik.
So as I position myself there, I'm also going to as I take these like swipes in the back, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to cast Wall of Fire.
Yeah.
And I would like to try to cut off the peninsula, sort of in an arc, so I can hit. I'm hoping you'll give me 3 if I can try to catch like 3 kruthiks in it.
Yeah.
But then it sort of blocks off the peninsula from those 3 bridges. Specifically, I can create a wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick, or a ringed wall. So I'm going to do like a 1 foot thick wall, 60 feet long.
Great.
It tries to like cut through a couple of the kruthiks, but then creates like a barrier to give us a bit more time.
60 feet, and it's like in like a line.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Okay.
And you're essentially cutting off like at the very tip of the stone peninsula.
Fantastic.
Catching at least one of these guys in it. We'll say you can catch 2 of these guys since they're both in there.
Whatever you'll give me, it's fine. They still, if they pass through it, they get singed. So
all right.
So they have to do deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side.
Oh wow.
So essentially, I'm going to aim it like towards the bridges.
Amazing.
A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on turn or ends its turn there. The other side of the wall deals no damage. So this is going to be when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 5d8 fire damage or half as much damage on a successful save.
Amazing. And I think all of these guys are, if not in the wall, then within 10 feet. So we'll go ahead and do dex saves for all of these guys.
Awesome.
The first guy that's right here in the wall got a 10.
Save DC is going to be a 15.
15, all right. All right, awesome. So 2 of the 4 managed to succeed. So go ahead and roll the damage die.
All right, and we're doing 5d8 fire damage. Oh, which is kind of garbage. It's going to be, it's not 12 points of fire damage.
All right, so 12 points. This guy on the wall is going to take the brunt of it as he just incinerates right before your eyes. The second guy, who is getting some of that residual heat from the back, is also going to be incinerated by it. We got 2 more of these guys that are only going to be taking half damage. And you've also managed to catch bits of the bridge on fire as well. Because it was 12 damage, right? So actually, the top bridge on that's touching this firewall right now is just gonna collapse.
Oh, shoot.
As that you just took away all of its HP that was allotted. As is the bridge at the bottom, essentially stranding this pod of 5 kruthiks from the battle.
Oh, all right.
I love unintended consequences.
Amazing, yeah.
Oh, did I catch something on fire again? Whoops.
Hell yeah. So you've managed to bring down 2 of the 3 bridges in one fell swoop, effectively stranding at least 1 swarm from being able to advance on your position.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then I think I'm going to bonus action move my spiritual weapon to that kruthiks that's fighting me, and I will have it attack.
Amazing. Yeah, roll to hit with your spiritual weapon.
That is going to be a 23.
23 hits. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Spiritual weapon is going to be, oh, hell yeah, 16 points of damage.
16, all right,
from
dude.
That spiritual weapon.
Spicy.
Yeah. The little golden cat-sized dragon takes little bites out of the kruthik. It's still standing.
Yeah, that is the end of my turn.
Great, so we'll go ahead and pass to the kruthik that you are facing off against. But while this guy is facing off against you, he's gonna just 2 stabs with his claws. Bastard 20 to hit on the first one and a 13 on the other, connecting for only 8 points of piercing damage from the first attack.
Okay.
We'll pass then over to some more of these young kruthiks that are on the other side of the center bridge. They're going to use their action to dash, and kind of are making it most of the way across the rope bridge that remains.
Kruthiks charging forward.
Hell yeah. This other kruthik is going to come around the side here, and it's going to shoot off 2 spike attacks at you, the shrimp.
Oh, come
with
on.
a 9 to hit on the first one and a 22 on the second for
doesn't hit.
5. The 22 doesn't hit?
I'm kidding. My armor class is 39.
God damn. Yeah, I forgot to mention you picked up God's armor earlier on. Yeah, you'll take 5 points of piercing damage, the shrimp.
All right. Is that all you got?
The shrimp is in a tank. It's just...
Yes.
Amazing. And another one of these young kruthiks is trying to make it across.
Yeah.
We go back to the top with you, the shrimp. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to fire right back at this kruthik that hit me.
Yeah.
Say, fire sounds like a good idea, so I'll shoot off a firebolt at it.
Nice.
That's 17 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Scampi kills himself. Just kidding.
Walks into the wall of fire.
Yeah. Well, then, in that case, I think I'm just in shame going to fart myself into the air again. Be like, damn it! And let out a very, angry, smelly fart. I really... Do you all like to hear about farts? I hope so.
Well, we can
not, I'm very sorry.
We can be the D&D and farting podcast.
Yeah. This is high art.
Amazing. Scampi, as you're finishing up your turn then, you do hear that the refugees that are struggling with the tread wheel, that they have risen, are almost done lifting up the platform to your level. It seems that by the end of this round of combat, they should be the platform should be level, offering an escape down the shaft.
Excellent.
Great. So we're gonna go ahead and pass over to one of these young kruthiks that's still alive. It does start its turn within 10 feet of the wall of fire, so I think it's gonna take some damage.
I think it. Yes.
Does it have to make that dex save?
I actually think it's if it ends its turn.
Oh, great. Amazing. In that case, you just see that kruthik burrow 10 feet underground.
Ooh.
You kind of can see it through the shimmering fire, and then it surfaces on the other side of the wall.
Oh,
yeah, these things have a burrowing speed,
That's
motherfuckers.
So on side of the...
Well,
it's going to use its remaining 20 feet of movement to try and move up to you, Orpheus, and it's going to go off with a stab attack. Go off, queen. With an 18 to hit, just meeting and beating your armor class for 7 points of piercing damage.
Ooh. Tasty.
We're going to go to one of these adult guys then, the one that is across the bridge here. And he's actually going to take his action to dash as well. He runs 40 feet towards the firewall and then immediately starts burrowing underground, surfacing on the other side, 20 feet across. You do see that in its wake, it has left behind a tunnel that is about 5 feet in diameter. The smaller kruthiks leaving ones that are only about 2.5 feet.
Okay.
We go now to you, Orpheus. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to see if I can move this wall, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I don't think I can. So seeing as the burrowing, or they can clearly just get under it, I'm going to drop concentration on Wall of Fire.
Amazing.
And I will cast Scorching Ray.
Hell yeah.
On the first 3 that are still crossing the bridge.
Amazing.
Essentially the ones that are at range from me.
Amazing. Yeah. Roll to hit.
Okay, so the first one is 17 to hit.
Hits.
The second is a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, I'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, the first one is going to be 6 points of damage.
It falls to the ground dead.
Okay. The second one is going to be 8 points of damage.
This one is pretty fucking charred, but looks to be still standing.
Okay, and then the final one is going to be 5 points of damage.
All right, another well done kruthik, but it is still standing.
Okay. So I'm gonna reach out my hand and just hurl fire in that general direction. That is going to be my action. As a bonus action, I'm going to have my spiritual weapon attack the boss kruthiks.
Yeah.
That is engaged with me.
Great. Yeah.
The
Roll to hit.
kruthiks. That is going to be a natural 20.
Wow.
So that I will double.
Yeah.
So now it is actually 2d8. And that is going to be 14 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Taking more chomps out of the beast. It is still standing, but
It's still standing.
it's got covered in like
Right.
bite marks.
Yeah, so that is going to be that round for me.
Amazing. With that, we'll pass turn to that adult Kruthik, who, not taking it laying down, is going to follow up with 2 stab attacks on you, Michael.
Okay.
17 to hit on the first,
Misses.
and a 17 on the second. Both attacks miss as that Kruthik can't connect with
Hoist
you.
my shield high above my head.
The bridge Kruthiks have finished their crossing and are also going to be using their action to dash, swarming and converging on the shrimp.
Oh
Right.
no.
Come in. Actually, he's going to go towards Michael's character.
Okay.
This adult one is going
Getting
to
heavy.
advance to the right. He's going to go actually in the direction of the refugees. As he's kind of barreling towards them, he's going to send back 2 spike attacks at the shrimp with a 10 to hit on the first and a 17 to hit on the second.
The
for
second one hits, yeah.
4 points of piercing damage.
All right.
All right, we go now to one of the last bridge Kruthiks, I believe, who is going to try to make the crossing as it shambles over the burnt corpse of its brother. Going and joining up with his friend to
right.
pair up on the shrimp over here.
The shrimp's about to get fried.
As those Kruthiks get into place, the refugees, you hear a little thud as the lift reaches the top of the ropes.
I thought you were about to say one of them like passes out or something like that, or just drops dead immediately. Okay, I'm glad it's the elevator.
Yeah, roll for my asthma.
Oh god.
Awesome. We go back to the top. So the
Right.
lift is now in place. The refugees, one by one, are kind of getting onto the lift. One of them is standing back, holding the tread wheel so as to not let the lift descend prematurely. Scampi, it is now your turn. You are flanked by 2 shrimp right now.
Yes. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take an attack of opportunity and run towards the one that is about to hurt our friends.
Amazing.
I wasn't born a hero, but I probably will die one. And I will, I will whack at it with my rapier.
Great. So you only get 1 attack landing on you for 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay, got it. And then I got a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Excellent. That will be... ooh, wow, I rolled so bad. Okay. 10 damage.
10 damage. Amazing.
Yeah, just the one that's closest to the...
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, whittling away at this guy as he is snarling in the face of one of the refugees.
Perfect. Because I can...
Yeah.
Scampi will again say, "Scampi out!" and then, duck behind one of those, pillars.
Amazing. All right, we're going to go then to one of these young Kruthiks. It's converging around Orpheus here. Stab attack with an 18 to hit.
Ooh.
For 4 points of piercing damage.
Oh, no.
The adult here is going to crawl over the smaller ones, lobbing 2 spike attacks at Scampi the Shrimp as it goes.
Oh, come on.
22 to hit on the first.
Yeah.
Bastard 20 on the second for a total of 13 points of piercing damage.
I can take it!
Orpheus, it's now your go. What would you like to do?
All right, it is my go. I think, seeing that I need to get to... Where is Scampi? Scampi's over there. All right, so this wall of Kruthiks keeps sort of piling up, and I notice my way is sort of getting blocked to the elevator. So I think I need to find a way. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cast I'm gonna cast Burning Hands.
Ooh, nice.
As actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna turn to face the 3 that I already toasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my breath weapon.
Nice.
A cone of fire, which I think can hit all 3 of them. I guess I'm not entirely sure how.
What's the 15-foot cone?
15-foot cone. Dex DC is going to be 16.
Yeah, it looks like you can get like these 3 guys to,
Perfect.
To the top.
Yeah, I was hoping to get those 2 that were already damaged, so I will take that.
Amazing. Yeah, so Dex saves. The guy nearest you rolled a 21.
Okay, he saves.
The guy up top between you and the final one rolled a 6.
That's a fail.
And a 17 for the last guy.
That does save.
All right, so those 2 are going to take half damage. The other one's going to take the full damage.
So I'm gonna roll. Oh, nice. That's gonna be 12 points.
All right.
Or 6 if they're taking half.
Amazing. You incinerate one of these guys. 2 of these guys. Let's see if it's a hat trick. 3 of these guys are charred and dead as your breath weapon burns them to a crisp.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing.
I think I'm going to bonus action have my spiritual weapon attack.
Keeping it on the Big Daddy Kruthik?
Yeah, keeping it on Big Daddy Kruthik.
BDK.
Spiritual weapon.
Isn't that a serial killer?
Where did that go?
The BK killer? Burger King killer? I don't know. This isn't a true crime podcast.
I want to meet the Burger King killer. Does he just slap him with a patty?
That is going to be a 24 to hit for my spiritual weapon.
That hits.
Which is going to deal a total of only 5 damage.
Amazing.
But still 5.
Taking chomps out of this guy, the adult Kruthik here looks like some of its legs are struggling to hold its weight.
Okay. Then I'm going to take this opportunity to move as close to the elevator. Essentially, like, I'm going to look back and charge back to the elevator, taking attacks of opportunity. But I will get as close to the elevator as Scampi is, essentially.
Amazing.
I want to make sure I'm not leaving Scampi behind.
Yeah, he'll take first opportunity attack. 16 to hit is going to miss.
Yeah.
23 to hit.
That hits.
For 7 piercing. And you'll take another one from the adults that was kind of holding up in the middle of the tunnel here.
Yeah.
For 16 to hit, that's going to miss. So, yeah. You managed to make it close. You're kind of still have the tread wheel and one of the refugees between you and the lift.
Okay.
A Kruthik barreling down on both of you. The adult who's taken a beating from your spiritual weapon is going to try to flank around one of the stone statues and fire off a volley at Scampi.
Oh, come on, Big Daddy. Don't do me like that.
20 to hit, and two bastard 20s to hit.
All right, yeah, that hits.
4 piercing for the first, 6 piercing for the second, for a total of 10 damage from this adult Kruthik.
All right, I'm still standing.
We go to one of these smaller guys who is going to use his action. His movement gets him close enough to Orpheus to start off a stab attack that misses. As we go to the adults, it is going to step back a little bit and fire off a volley spike at Orpheus.
Okay.
24 to hit.
That hits.
For 4 piercing damage. The second one of its volleys is targeted at the refugee holding the tread wheel.
Oh, no.
With a nat 20 to hit.
No! You motherfucker, I'm coming for your ass.
As he takes 8 points of piercing damage, he goes down onto one knee, still holding onto the tread wheel, blood kind of pouring from the different punctures that these spikes have left onto him.
Not Blonde Aragon, he was my favorite.
We go now back to the top. The Scampi the Shrimp, it is your turn.
I told you not to name him.
Don't get attached.
Too late, I'm attached. I think I will... I will run past this smaller Kruthik towards the other Big Daddy that just shot at my daddy, refugee daddy, and I shall, I'll I'll use my rapier again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make this sneak attack damage work to my advantage. That is 20 to hit.
20 hits.
Excellent. And then that will be...
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Poopy again. Well, it's better than last time.
Better poopy.
It's more solid.
God.
Why is this what my MO has become? Like shit and fart humor. That's 12 damage.
It happens when I eat Scampi too.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah, and then I think I'm gonna just like put my tiny gnomish body in front of Blonde Aragon. And yeah, I'll just flip off the kruthik. That's what Scampi does.
Nice.
Blonde Aragorn looks at you, gratitude in his
or like
eyes.
Strawberry-Blonde Aragon.
Yeah, Strawberry-Blonde Aragon. He's got a little tattoo on the side of his head. He looks like a badass.
Scampi loves a man with a face tattoo.
Scampi loves a man with a face.
Scampi reveals his neck tattoo.
Great, so Scampi,
you guys got tattoos without me? Come on.
Yeah, we got matching tempura shrimp tattoos.
I said I would do it. You just had to tell me when you were doing it.
All right. We'll go back tomorrow. And will you? I know you lost that bet the other day. Would you still get it tattooed on your ass? Right, like leading into the crack?
Interrupting this conversation, a barrage of spikes comes out from another one of these adult kruthiks towards Orpheus. They glance harmlessly off of your armor. Its second spike volley going towards the shrimp for a 13 to hit. What was your armor cost? All right, yeah, you're holding steady. As this guy then goes in close and personal. We got two daddies here, right in the middle of the fight with y'all. We go now to Orpheus. So there's 3 adults and 1 little guy who's still standing.
Okay, fantastic. I am going to bonus action at what is it? 3rd level. Cast Mass Healing Word.
Nice.
As I call out words of restoration. I just we can do it. I believe in you guys. You're doing great. I feel a little jealous about the tattoos, but I believe you that we're gonna get them soon.
Orphe, you have such a way with words.
Yeah, my goodness.
Strawberry-Blonde Aragorn grunts in approval as his wounds begin to close and seal.
Yeah, so everyone, I should be able to catch myself, Shrimpy. Oh, sorry, the shrimp.
No, that's also my name.
Okay, and Strawberry-Blonde Aragorn is going to take a little bit of healing. It's not going to be a ton, but it's going to be 5 HP. Okay,
All right.
A little
5 HP all around.
just enough to hopefully heal.
It was worth
a little bit.
Anything else with your turn, Orpheus?
And that's my bonus action.
Yeah. So you still got action movement.
Is it my action? I think I'll just take a swipe with my short sword at the things. Kruthiks engaged with me.
Yeah, you got a daddy to your right and a little baby guy right in front of you.
I'll go to baby. I'll kill the baby.
Kill the baby.
I love killing a baby.
Roll to hit the baby.
All right, this is going to be only a 12 to hit.
12 hits.
All right. That is going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
Gosh, what did you attack?
Take a moment to heal everybody. I just sort of jab out quickly, like I don't really use this sword, but
yeah, you kind of get it just straight down the mouth.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is a
Just
dead
shanked
kruthik.
him. All right.
Great.
I've
any
done that a few
movement?
times in prison.
Shank the baby.
Yeah,
I think
shanked
I'll take a
babies so
step.
good.
I'll take a step back, so I'm still engaged with the daddy
Yeah.
next to me,
All right.
and then I'm just sort of
You're referring to me, right? I'm in
of course.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. This kruthik over here is going to come around to the right of the tread wheel here.
Okay.
And he's going to fire off a volley at you, Orpheus.
Okay.
24 to hit for
That
4
hits.
points of piercing damage.
Ooh, good thing I healed.
His second spike volley is going to go towards Strawberry-Blonde Aragorn.
Oh no, not
Connecting for 7 points of piercing damage. You see Strawberry-Blonde Aragorn go down. His grip on the tread wheel slips, sending it lurching down by 10 feet.
Oh, no.
As the refugees that are already on the lift let out a scream of terror. Great. We go back to the adult Kruthik. He is going to go and take 2 stab attacks against you, Shrimp.
Right.
23 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
And a 22 for the second. You're going to take a total of 18 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As we go ahead and pass back to the top of the order, Scampi. What would you like to do?
I am gonna just, I'll swing at the one that hit me with my rapier again. No! That's a 10 to hit.
Oh, no.
And be like, shut up! And then I'm just gonna run and try to grab the wheel.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Easily enough, you get out of range of these 2 guys. They are going to take their opportunity attacks as your grip comes down.
Can you bonus action disengage?
Yeah, I can. I'll do that.
Great, awesome.
I do that.
Bonus action disengage, hell yeah, and you grab the tread wheel.
Thanks for the tips, Orphe.
Yeah. I try to help occasionally.
I know you're much better at this combat thing than I am. I am scrappy though.
You're killing it, Shrimpy.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
The adult nearest you is going to try for its spike attack, or its stab attack, only one of which connects against you, Orpheus, for 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
As we go to you now, there are 3 adult Kruthiks standing. The shrimp is standing over Strawberry-Blonde Aragon's corpse, holding onto the tread wheel. The refugees that are on the lift are kind of just peeking out from the tops of what they can see as another Kruthik is barreling towards them from their right. What would you like to do?
So, do we have a deeper understanding of how this works? Does one of us have to stay up here and lower it?
Yeah. So looking at from what happened shortly after Strawberry-Blonde Aragon fell, is that there are like not almost like safety like pressure releases on this tread wheel, so it like would go down in like chunks or increments, so it wouldn't just like fall all the way down.
So if we jumped on it, we could
exactly it would like kind of be on its own, stopping itself every like 10 feet or so, and like to slow the fall a little bit, and then continuing down at a steady pace.
Excellent. I think Orpheus is going to sort of seeing that we're surrounded and seeing Scampi pretty hurt, is going to turn, grab Scampi as his action.
Amazing.
And say, "Don't worry, Scampi, we're getting out of here." And we'll charge and jump down onto the platform, taking
Scampi
at least one attack of opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Scampi, I want you to know, jumps into your arms like a little princess.
Okay.
10 to hit on that opportunity attack, so you are good.
Okay. I don't really have anything that I can attack. I could do spiritual weapon again, but since we're like jumping out of here, I think Orpheus casts Sanctuary at first level on Shrimpy.
Sanctuary!
So,
Thank you.
no one can attack you unless they make a wisdom saving throw.
Great, yeah. So
I feel so loved.
you guys hop onto the lift, leaving behind the body of Strawberry-Blonde Aragon.
Yeah, are they going to take turns? Because I would like to try something on my
Oh, yeah,
turn.
yeah. We're going to finish up the round here.
With regard to Strawberry-Blonde Aragon.
Amazing.
Great.
So great, we go to this adult Kruthik. Your lift has lurched down about 20 feet from where it started out. You see one of these Kruthiks, adult Kruthiks, at the top, shoot down a volley of spikes. First one we'll say is going to target Orpheus for 22 to hit.
That does hit.
6 points of piercing. And he's going to try to attack Scampi, so he's going to make a whiz save, right? For the Sanctuary.
A wisdom saving throw.
And he rolled a 2, so
that is, on a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Great.
This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects.
That's awesome. So he's going to just try and go for one of the other refugees. Connecting with a 15 to hit, dealing 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh, no.
Sending one of the other refugees to her knees.
Okay.
As she is covered in spikes and whatnot.
Okay. It's okay, she's still on the lift with us.
Another one of these. You hear it kind of go up, and you hear the sound of a hard exoskeleton chitin striking the wooden tread wheel.
Jesus.
The first attack not connecting. The second attack dealing 4 damage onto the tread wheel as you feel the lift lurch a little bit, and it kind of tilts to one side as some of the ropes become unbalanced. The tread wheel is still standing, but we'll go to just finish it off. One more round of combat, Scampi and the shrimp. Scampi the shrimp, what would you like to do?
Yeah, can I try to, okay. How many things can I do? Let me know if you'll let me do this.
Yeah.
I can fire something through one of the, openings in that wheel.
Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
so then I will fire off another chaos bolt at
Sweet.
this thing.
Nice.
And that's going to be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Let's see. This time I get to pick psychic damage or cold damage.
Ooh.
Let's do some cold damage.
Yeah.
That feels like it would be more effective. So that's 11 cold damage to this thing.
Jesus.
And then as my bonus action, I will let out another little toot and fly into 10 feet into the air. And then, again, this is maybe too much, but I want to try to, I have some rope.
Yeah.
I want to try to lasso our friend Strawberry-Blonde Aragon and drag him down into the shaft.
Yeah, you're just trying to lasso his corpse. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm gonna say roll to hit.
Okay.
With adding your dexterity modifier to the
Alright.
d20 roll.
Alright. What is my dexterity? Okay.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's a 13.
13. Yeah, your lasso snares around the arm and neck of Strawberry-Blonde Aragon.
Oh,
So
God.
he's got the rope going under his armpit and around the top of his neck, but
Okay.
you're able to kind of get it secure a little bit.
Okay.
And he gets pulled down 10 feet across the floor as you come back down 10 feet
Great.
from the
And
opening.
he lands with a thud and is even more dead.
Yeah.
Great.
Wonderful. We're going to finish off with these. This is going to be the last round of combat, so Scampi, that was your last turn for this time
Alright.
around.
Excellent.
We'll go to this guy who's going to join in the sabotage of the tread wheel with a 17 to hit for 9 points of piercing on the tread wheel. The second attack isn't able to damage it. This tread wheel creaks and groans, and you guys drop another 15 feet before getting caught by the safety mechanisms of the tread wheel. Orpheus, what would you like to do in this last turn?
All right. With my nose sort of wrinkling from Scampi's latest toot, I would like to aim a hand towards the top of the elevator shaft, and I'm going to cast Fireball. 3rd level, as a bright streak of flame shoots from my pointed finger. It is a sphere of 20-foot radius sphere of fire centered on that point. If I can hit all that are left, that'd be awesome. But maybe I'll just try to. Hell yeah. Just a giant ball of fire.
Absolutely.
At the top of the elevator shaft.
Amazing.
I'm just going to blow it up.
Great.
I hope we don't have much further to fall.
Roll. Is it dex saves for these guys?
Yeah, that's going to be a dex save of 15.
All right. I got a bastard 20, an 8, and a 12.
That's going to be 8d6 for 31 at max damage.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
One.
Hey, can you give me some magic pointers? You're kicking ass.
Lord. Yeah, one of these things dies. The other one comes pretty damn close, and this one dies as well.
Alright.
Amazing. Yeah, you hear the screech of two, whole 3 kruthiks, as at least 2 of them are burnt to a crisp. As the flames in your fire subsist, you also notice that the ropes and pulleys holding the lift together are slowly getting withered away by the flames, and you plunge into the darkness. And that is where we'll end this encounter.
Man. Our
yeah.
fates.
Maybe we die. Maybe we don't die.
Honestly, it was worth it to get Strawberry-Blonde Aragon onto that lift,
Yeah.
even if he died.
So great. That was the actual play portion of the podcast.
Very
I'd love
cool.
to kind of...
That was fun.
Thanks, Diego.
You're very welcome.
Fun little encounter.
So yeah, I guess I would love right now we can just kind of...
Sorry if I killed Scampi.
Yeah, for real.
You probably did.
I probably did. Let's be honest.
But
Scampi
did
honestly,
say he wanted to die a hero.
What a cinematic ending!
I had to go out in a ball of fire.
Exactly.
Right?
You rush everyone onto the lift. You get the last of the bad guys out with your flame blast. As a consequence, too, though, that lift is going to be dropping.
That's cool.
A couple of feet for sure.
I mean, you might
a couple of feet.
you might survive it, and then at least you can heal. So like
That's true. If I survive,
but we don't know.
As we plummet, I'm gonna cast healing wounds on myself.
So one of the things that I was really going for in this encounter was that sense that you often see like in a movie, right, when they're facing off against a swarm of giant spiders, like the one in what's the name of the spider in Harry Potter? Aragog?
Yeah.
Yes.
When they're in Aragog's den, like that's like one of the like those very cinematic swarm scenes.
Yeah.
The moment where it's like, oh, this is too much. We have to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Definitely was trying to kind of go for that vibe at some point in the encounter. How did y'all feel that came across?
I felt that, although we did take out quite a few of them, which was honestly exciting. I was not expecting that. But yeah, I think the encounter was very like well mapped out in terms of like we knew where our escape was. We had I think we had like a few different potential paths of escape, but that was the clearest one. And I think there were enough of them and enough big daddy ones that I was like, am I gonna die today? I think I might. And I almost did. I had like 12 hit points left.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a lot of fun. I think it definitely felt like it was fun to have like the environmental stuff with the bridges breaking and stuff like that. Also, that's how I've always wanted to use Wall of Fire, and I did, and it was glorious.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun having like the different levels of, sort of similar creatures who some have higher ACs and can do more damage than other ones, and some are really easy to take out. I'm curious, was it just adults and babies, or did you have more than 2 tiers of kruthiks? I'm just curious.
So in the official stat block, there are 3 kruthiks in total. There's the young kruthiks, the adult kruthiks, and then there are also hive lord kruthiks. So in this encounter, I didn't have any hive lords.
Yeah.
But I did fudge around and make a minion variant of the kruthiks.
Oh, cool.
I brought their armor class down to 10, and I made their HP only like 2 or 3 HP. So if you roll really poorly, it wouldn't be that one hit KO, but you could definitely like take out a swath. Like you got a bunch of those with your initial firewall.
Yeah. Okay.
Wall of fire.
Yeah.
So that was the only like modded stat block that I included in this encounter.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was fun to see, like, to have enemy types that looked similar, but that had varying stats. So you I took that one out right away. I took that one out right away. And other ones, it was like, it was multiple hits to take them out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was kind of a gamble. I liked that. And then I liked the surprise burrowing. I thought that was because I know I was like, now we have this wall of fire. Like, is that it? But that was a really nice surprise.
I agree though with what Katie was saying with like it was feeling like we could have probably stayed and maybe won.
Yeah.
But we went for I wonder if there were still more. Obviously, we cut some off from the bridge, but if there was more popping up, even if they were further off, but it was like, hey, in 2 or 3 turns, there's going to be more.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would have worked, or if we could see on the sort of across the chasms, if we could see a bunch more starting to burrow.
Yeah.
So having something that was the threat will keep coming, essentially.
Right. Yeah. Because I did have at the top of the second round 2 squadrons of kruthiks pop up across the chasm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool to also maybe at the end of like round 3 or 4 have another squadron pop up over there as well.
Well, you see more coming, and even just to have like this threat of like almost this time pressure of like if you don't get out of here in a certain amount of time, like you will be swarmed. But it was fun to like. I mean, there was a moment where my character was completely surrounded. Yeah, you know, and I had to take 4 opportunity attacks to get out. So like that swarm tactics was cool.
That was one thing I really appreciated about the way you all played this encounter was that you weren't afraid to gamble the opportunity attacks. I feel like it's so often I will remind a player like, oh yeah, you can move that way, you'll just take an opportunity attack, and then they just shut down their entire plan in favor of staying there and not risking further damage. But I like that, and I think that helps with having like level 8 characters too. You have a little bit more of that HP to burn and gamble in that way.
I think it was depending on like which type of kruthik was around, it was sort of an experiment. I was like, how much damage will I actually take from one of these things? And it ultimately wasn't a lot. So yeah, that helped. I think because I was mostly surrounded by the baby ones when I was, which was, it made me feel a lot, I guess, braver, but also, I think knowing that there were more coming, maybe knowing that even more were coming, I think would have upped the stakes a little bit more.
Yeah, it did feel like there was one more level that could have ratcheted it up.
Yeah.
To really, because I loved it, like the idea that like that would cement the idea of a retreat as like more like.
Yeah, and I think it was very early on, but the turning point was when that bridge, like, you know, you unintentionally, like, it collapsed, and then we were like, oh, we cut off, like, a whole squadron of them. So, like, had we not come up with, like, had that not happened, who knows, it might have, like, been more dangerous. Yeah. But,
because that would have been 5 whole other guys that would have made it across.
Yeah, and like I liked the burrowing surprise, but I'm almost like, well, if we have these like rickety bridges, if someone were to have the very like smart idea of cutting the bridges, like, would that completely negate the danger? Like, might some of them be winged and some of them not, like, depending on, like...
Or they start, like, crawling up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That would have been sick, too.
Yeah, that was, I think, like, the biggest swarm of anything that I've had to fight, so that was, like, a fun new thing for me.
I like that Scampi took advantage of the terrain to get, like, cover behind... some of these statues, too, because you're a rogue build, especially, like, that's the bread and butter is... getting in there, slashing and running.
Yeah. My it's taken me 3 years to figure out how to play a rogue because I do play a rogue assassin in my other game, and mostly I was like, what kind of person can I build, and then what would they be? So Scampi was a pirate. It was nice to feel like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, Scampi's such a fun build.
Yeah, it was great having, I think, for even, like, the magic users, I think swarms are moments where magic users, and even, like, martial classes, too, but, like, the casters can really feel powerful when you have those big area of effect spells.
Yeah.
They can really, like... Because then you, like, mow down, like, 3 dudes, I think, when you cast the Wall of Fire.
Yeah. You know, it was actually really fun playing a cleric, though I definitely stacked Constitution... because I was like, we're going to need a lot of HP, I think. Usually at high levels like that, as a magic user, this happened, I played a druid for, like, in a campaign that ran for, like, 2 years. And I ran into this problem as well as once we got, like, to such a high level, I had melee weapons that I could use, but I ended up just being, like, far back away from all the combat.
Right.
And it was way more about, like, getting in... you know, spells and area effect spells where I could. So it was all about, like, terrain management almost. And it was very fun to be like, I have this sword and shield and I can actually use it against these little things and cast bigger spells. Like, being able to still, like, stomp things that are super low HP that like would have been like a tough fight like as a low level cleric. I would like you use melee stuff still more as like low level. Like that was very fun to still be able to like, oh yeah, I got a KO with my short sword that hasn't grown in its ability to do more damage at all.
Right, exactly. Especially when you're pinned in and like you realize like some of your ranged spell attacks will be at disadvantage once the swarm is on top of you.
Oh, I have to cut my way out of this, but can I even do that? Like, so that was really fun, and I think having that varying level of like all these little dudes and then bigger, like, essentially 3 iterations of these kruthiks was very cool.
So I guess maybe this can be kind of like the final how like Mythbusters they had like the busted plausible.
Oh yeah.
I forget what the third one was. I feel like we need like some sort of like
sort of like what is the conclusion to our hypothesis?
Yeah.
So okay, I guess the conclusion of the
Diego,
hypothesis.
what was your hypothesis for this encounter?
So my hypothesis was, can swarms feel unique, threatening, and also cinematic in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition?
Yeah.
So to that end, how well do you think that encounter stacked up onto that hypothesis?
I would say it definitely felt unique. Like having various enemy types, I think really helped with that. And it felt dangerous because we almost died.
Yeah.
Unique, dangerous, and cinematic was the last one.
Yeah.
I would say like I think to up the danger, which we kind of discussed, would be to have more because and then to up like the cinematic, like I almost picture at the end like I think what would have been like as if we could see this swarm like consuming like the elevator shaft or something like that.
Yeah.
But like really have it like be like if we had stayed up there for another round or 2 of combat, we would have been completely surrounded.
Have like one final vision of it all.
Yeah, I agree with Michael. And yes, unique. Never fought anything like that before. Dangerous, we could. I think upping the stakes would help with the cinematic nature of it for sure. It would have been nice if it was like, and then the camera is covered in bugs, like that kind of thing too. The
camera tips over, you just see the underbelly of all these kruthiks.
So I think that like the hypothesis, like yes, but it just needs like a little bit more tinkering, but it has the potential to fulfill that hypothesis for sure.
Amazing.
Hell
yeah. So you heard it here first. Dungeon Busters first dungeon, Swarms, has been busted.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're not boring. Fuck you if you think so.
But
kidding. I love you all. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm just
Katie, any pluggables you want to plug here at the end of our show?
I'll plug the show that we are all in together. Drunk Shakespeare in Chicago. Diego, Michael, and I. That's how we know each other. I recently have been performing on Fridays or Saturdays, but if you don't come then, you will likely see Diego. And Michael, I feel like, is always there, so just come on down and you'll see Michael too. And then other than that, I don't know, on social media, I'm at Katie Incardona. Good luck spelling that. That's it.
All right. Thank you for joining us.